All right, we are live. Good evening to all the MCA aspirants. We are continuing with our grammar streak. I hope you were in line with all the previous lectures. Okay, we have done very important grammar topics previously. Today we are continuing those. I reiterate, the grammar in the exam is asked in the form of spot the errors. Sometimes it could ask in the form of conversion of the sentence into indirect speech or conversion of the sentences into passive voices. So that's exactly what we are covering today. We are finishing voices today. Sentences usually are written in active voices and you could be asked to convert them into passive voice. You could be given 4 options and you have to choose an appropriate option that changes them into passive voice. So let's try to understand what these two are and how does one change from active to passive. Let's get into it. Now, voices, as it suggests, is the way a speech is spoken. Voices iterate two types of different speeches that are spoken. Okay, the first one is, first of all, basic definition. When we talk or write, we use different sentence structures to convey our thoughts and ideas. One important aspect of a sentence structure is voice, which determines the relationship between the subject and the verb in a sentence. The primary voice used in English grammar are active and passive. So these are the two voices that is used in English grammar. I hope my audio, my audio is all clear. So let's get into the first voice, the most commonly used one, that is active voice. Okay, that is the one that we primarily used. Now, what is active voice and why it is called active voice? Now, in an active voice, the subject, the main hero, the doer of the sentence, okay, usually a lot of things relies around subject. Your verb changes according to the subject. Even the voice is determined through subject. What is the subject? In a sentence, subject is the doer, okay? Or as I tell my students, easy to remember, he's the main hero of the sentence. Okay, who is the main hero? The doer of the action. Now, in active sentence, the subject of the sentence performs the action indicated by the verb. Okay, so it's simple. हमारा main hero हमारा action पहले perform करता है. That's it. It is a straightforward and direct way of conveying information. Okay, Sheila called me. Sheila ने मेरे को phone लगाया. Right, so Sheila called me. That's it. The active voice is generally preferred in writing because it emphasizes the subject as the doer of the action, making the sentence more concise and engaging. ठीक है, तो इधर हमारा main hero ही रहता है. He's enjoying that status. For example, simple sentence, John baked a delicious cake. Okay, here baking is a verb which is being performed by John, who is our subject, or as we can say, the doer of the sentence, and he baked a delicious cake. This sentence right now is in active voice. What happens in the active voice? The focus is on the subject. Passive में इसका उल्टा, ठीक है, उधर hero बन जाता है zero. Okay, I think this is how I teach the chapter. This chapter is called Hero to Zero. Okay, why? Because when you're changing the active voice into passive voice, the hero loses its hero status. So John goes right behind. Okay, so you simply can write a delicious cake was baked by John. Yeah, simply a delicious cake was baked. That's it. So subject will be moved at the last or can be completely removed also. That's also fine. Okay, so in this sentence, the subject John has performed the action. So the active voice highlights John as the doer of the action and provides a clear and direct statement. Okay, usually we use active voices to, convey something directly, not convoluting a sentence. Okay, it's a very direct, concise and formal way of communication. Especially when you know कि केक किसने बनाया है, कि कॉल किसने लगाया है. ठीक है, but if you don't know कि कॉल किसने लगाया है, you can simply say a call was made to me. You can say somebody called me या फिर a call was made me. That's it. So passive voice comes in the cases when you might not be sure who the doer, who the agent, who the subject, who the main hero is. Okay, so that is called the conversion. So let's read the definition of passive voice. In the passive voice, the subject of the sentence receives the action rather than performing it. The emphasis is on the action itself rather than the doer. So इधर हमारा जो main hero है वो sideline हो जाता है. The focus is not on him. Passive voice sentence often have a be verb such as is, are, was or were followed by the past participle of the main verb. Okay, so when you're converting, that will naturally happen, but please remember, before this we had done reported speech, right? Reported speech mein we had done kaun sa tense kisme badlega, right? We had done the three things change in reported speech when changing डायरेक्ट स्पीच टू इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच. प्रोनाउन बदलता है, टेंस बदलता है, कंजंक्शन बदलता है, राइट? कैसे कैसे बदलता है, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड एवरीथिंग. इन वॉइसेस नथिंग चेंजेस. Nothing changes except for the subject's position. Nothing changes. This is one of the easiest chapters of grammar. One of the easiest to do. Here nothing, कुछ भी आप touch नहीं करोगे, rather just the position of the subject. You will take the subject, put him at last, or you can also eliminate him. Okay, let's continue the explanation. Okay, see the same example. John baked a delicious cake. Changed to passive voice where the focus is now not on John but on the cake. Okay, so here the focus is not on the doer but on the action itself. So the delicious cake was baked, okay, by John. Is optional, but you can also add it. The doer also can be added. The delicious cake was baked by John. So जो उधर हमारा मेन हीरो था वो इधर आके जीरो हो गया या साइड हीरो हो गया. In this sentence, the subject cake receives the action baked and John is mentioned using the preposition by. The passive voice shifts the focus from the doer to the receiver. Okay. In English grammar, the receiver is called the object of the sentence. These are basic terminologies of grammar that you must know. Subject is the main hero, the doer. Object is the receiver of the action. We have done all of these in the pronouns chapter. Please, if you haven't watched that lecture, please watch that lecture. Subject and object and its differences have been explained in that chapter. Now, when do we usually use passive voice? I mean, it's very confusing. Why does English grammar constantly keep confusing us? अलग-अलग voices, अलग-अलग speech. Well, voices का काम आता है. स्पेशली जब हमें जो अपना मेन हीरो है, डूअर, वो शायद पता ही नहीं हो या फिर ज़रूरी ही नहीं हो. जैसे इस सेंटेंस में ज़रूरी नहीं है कि किसने बनाया है. केक बना है, दैट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट. So the delicious cake was baked is what is important and the author wants to convey. By John, by John's wife, doesn't matter. So then the author can choose to write the sentence in a passive voice. But if he feels John, lazy man, has never done nothing in his life, finally bakes a delicious cake and wants to put the focus on John, then the author or a writer can choose to write in active voice, focusing on the subject. Okay, so usually passive voice is preferred when the doer of the action is unknown, unimportant, or we want to conceal him. Maybe he works in the CBI, maybe he works in FBI where his identity has to be concealed. So we will not mention the doer. It can also be used to shift the focus from doer to the action itself, especially when the action is more significant than the doer. So see, as you can see from the two sentences and the stark difference, first sentence focused on John, and John baked a delicious cake, so the focus is on John, whereas in the second one the focus is not on John at all, it's on the cake and how the cake was baked. Last, it is commonly used in scientific or technical writing. It's used in formal writing where the focus is on the process or results rather than individual performing. Okay, it's never that scientist X put the chemical in a container. No, a chemical was put in the container. That's it. The focus is not on the doer. कहानी नहीं चल रही है. It's a simple process that one needs to write down. Therefore, the subject does not need to be mentioned. So this is where you use passive voice. Okay, usually it's not preferred. Excessive use of passive voice can make writing appear weak or impersonal. Therefore, it's generally recommended to use active voice. But coming back to the exam point of view, all of this will only be asked to convert into the sentence. Usually you could be given an active sentence and you have to convert them into passive, but you can also be given sometimes passive voice and you have to convert it into active. Right? The difference I hope is understood. Active, the subject is your main hero. Okay, तो उधर में subject आपका पहले आएगा, but passive में subject will take a back seat. Let's take a small example to understand. Right, this is one example with a couple of options. The given sentence, here's the perfect example. See, 4 ways of writing a sentence with the passive voice are given below. Choose the best alternative. The picnickers enjoyed the gentle seaside breeze. ठीक है, simple sentence. The picnickers enjoyed the gentle seaside breeze. First step, let's look for the subject, the main hero. Okay, the main hero is associated with the verb. This is the verb. Now you have to ask who performed this verb. This verb was performed, the enjoying was performed by the picnickers. So obviously they are our main hero. Okay, ये हमारे main hero है. So the sentence focuses on picnickers enjoying something. So it's clearly written in active voice. So we have to change it into passive voice. What happens in passive voice? The main hero becomes the side hero. The main hero becomes zero. So all we have to do is take them and place it at last. That's it. You will not change anything else. You will not change the tense. You will not add anything new. Okay, for example, look at this one. The gentle seaside breeze is enjoyed by the picnickers. The sentence is in the past. The picnickers enjoyed the gentle seaside breeze. Okay, it's in simple past. Had enjoyed hota, तो होता past perfect. Right? Were enjoying hota, तो होता past continuous. None of this is given. It's in simple past. So ये नहीं हो सकता. Similarly, had been enjoyed भी नहीं हो सकता. The sentence is given in past tense, not in future tense. तो A भी नहीं हो सकता. Okay, tense का कुछ छेड़खानी नहीं करना है. We will stick to the given tense. All we have to do is make the main hero as our side hero. Put him at last. That's it. Other remains the same. So the focus is moved away from the subject and the focus is now on the object. So we will place that in the front. The gentle seaside breeze was enjoyed by the picnickers. That is the correct sentence. Okay, nothing was done, just the subject was put at last and the object was given the focus, and that was our right answer. We eliminated the options as per the appropriate tense. That's it. It's one of the most easiest chapters of grammar. Right, let's do one more question. The accident left several passengers injured. Okay, so similarly I can easily spot the doer of the action. Okay, who left passengers injured? The accident. So ये रहा मेरा subject. All I have to do is put him in the last. So all of them are putting him in the last, see, and all of them are giving our object its limelight. So now I'll have to check the tense. Okay, so obviously all the grammar chapters are interrelated, so please watch the tense chapter to at least identify. इधर कुछ convert नहीं करना है, but identify जरूर करना है कि ये कौन सा tense है. Right now this tense is simple past. Okay, that's it. Simple past. No had, no ing, no been given. So this is simple past. Now, as we can see, had been is not simple past. Okay, are is actually present tense. Now, I have two sentences, A and C. Several passengers were left injured from the accident, and several passengers were left injured by the accident. Well, the appropriate preposition should be by the accident and not from the accident. Okay, by is as a preposition is used for the agent. Okay, the bullet was shot by the huntsman with a gun. Okay, from is unrelated here. So the correct answer should be, because of the correct appropriate preposition by, should be option C. So you have to do all grammar chapters to get to the right answer. So please remember, grammar is like domino. Everything is related. If one chapter is also not understood, it will keep falling, and you will have very hard time catering to grammar questions. So please do all grammar topics well. Now, next question. Veena lost the car keys. Okay, so this is the verb. Yera mera verb. Now, who performed this verb? Who did the losing? Veena. ये रही मेरी subject, फिर मेरी main hero. All I have to do is put her in the last. Everybody is putting her at the last except what D. D ने तो बस उसका tense बदल दिया. So this is definitely not my answer. Okay, then all of these are the same, but they have a little change of the tense. Okay, had lost होता तो past perfect होता है. Okay, had been losing तो past continuous, past perfect continuous actually. Okay, was losing या yes was losing होता तो continuous, past continuous, but ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, right? तो नहीं होगा. See, have been is again present tense and are is again present. The sentence is in simple past. So I will go for a conversion that's in the simple past again, which is only option B. The car keys were lost by Veena. Okay, simple past. Let's do one more. The police are searching the area for clues. Okay, so who is searching? Yera mera verb, and this is being performed by the police. So this is the main hero. So they will be placed at the last. Everybody is placing them at last. Okay? The area, which is the subject, which is the object, is being placed in the front. So let us see the other grammatical hints to eliminate options. Are searching is which tense? This is present है. पहली बात तो are है, इसलिए present है. Were होता तो past होता, पर it's is in are present. Searching, काम अभी भी चालू है, बाकी है, इसीलिए whenever a work is in continuation, we use a continuous tense. So this sentence is in present continuous tense. This one is given to us in past continuous, so hence can be eliminated. This one is given in present perfect continuous, can be eliminated. This one is given in simple, the area is searched by the police for clues. So this one is given in the present tense. Okay, not in the, this one is given in present simple present tense, not in present continuous. Look at option A. The area is being searched. Okay, continuous always has ing. The area is being searched by the police for clues. So the only option that maintains the tense of the original sentence is A. Let's look at this one. This is a little tricky. Has anyone spotted the actor's brand new Ferrari? Okay, so spotted is the verb here. And who is performing the spotting का काम? Anyone. एक सवाल पूछा जा रहा है, क्या किसी ने उनकी गाड़ी देखी है? तो किससे पूछा जा रहा है देखने का? किसी ने. Right? So anyone is the subject. So anyone will be taking the back seat. Okay. D does not mention, so can be eliminated. Now let's look at the tense. Has anyone spotted? It's given in past, so that is the tense that we'll be sticking to. So spotted is correct. Okay, has is present, so it's in not in past but present perfect. So let's look at the options. Has the actor's brand new Ferrari been spotted by anyone? Is exactly like the question. Has anyone spotted the brand new Ferrari? Has the actor's brand new Ferrari been spotted by anyone? It's not really exactly. I mean, there's a little bit tweak, so we can say that this does put the subject at last. So we can still consider other options. Was the actor's changes the tense? So this can be eliminated. Now we have got two options. Has the actor's brand new Ferrari been spotted by anyone? Have the actor's brand new Ferrari been spotted by anyone? They are both present perfect. They are both present perfect. Okay. By anyone last में है. But one has and the other one has have. Okay. So now let's try to understand the difference between the two. Has and have. Okay. She dash मलेरिया. ओके बारिश का सीजन है तो मलेरिया ले लेते हैं. एंड दे डैश मलेरिया. ओके शी हैव मलेरिया या शी हैज मलेरिया. इट शुड बी शी हैज मलेरिया. दे हैज मलेरिया या दे हैव मलेरिया. इट शुड बी दे हैव मलेरिया. Correct? So have is used for plural subjects and has is used for singular subjects. So here, what is the subject? Has the actor's brand new Ferrari been spotted by anyone? Okay, this is not a subject. The subject is the Ferrari because it's been converted. Now Ferrari is being singular. It should be has. Okay, there's nothing in plural here. Anyone भी singular में लिखा जाएगा और Ferrari है तो भी singular में लिखा जाएगा. Okay, for this I wanted to revisit the subject verb agreement to understand why anyone will take a singular pronoun. Okay, let's do one last question. The company released a new product last week. Okay, so releasing, this is the verb. कौन किया release? Company. So that's the subject. A new product last week. Released is given in simple past. We will stick to that. So we will just place the company at last. Okay, they are placing company at last. They are placing company at last. Okay, by the company last week. Okay, here they have written last week in the front, so that could be wrong. We can remove that. Okay, so let's see. A new product has been released is again present perfect, which we don't need right now, so it can be eliminated. The release of a new product was done by the company last week. Okay, now this is again the focusing on the release, which is the verb. Usually passive voices focus is on object rather than the verb. So this also cannot be our answer. Our answer should be focusing on the object, which is this. A new product was released. Then comes our main hero by the company. And this is the time reference, which we can stick by putting it at the end. You don't have to change its position. So a new product was released by the company last week. I hope you understood the difference between A and C. C says the release of a new product was done by the company last week. Okay, so here the focus is on the release, which is the verb. But in the two sentences, the difference is active focuses on subject and passive focuses on object. Okay, in the example of passive, we never said baked a delicious cake was by John. No, it was a delicious cake was baked by John, right? And also, as you can see, the tense has been changed. The release, okay, the sentence was supposed to be written with the released simple past. So the focus is neither on the verb, it should be on object, and the tenses should be maintained. Hence the answer should be A. All right, I think, oh, we have one more. Let's do this. Okay, they are building a new bridge across the river. So they are building is your subject, because ये रहा आपका verb is written in are building, so this is in present continuous. A new bridge across the river, so we can just put them at the last. So a new bridge across the river, a new bridge is being built by them. I think that should be the right answer. See, a new bridge is being built across the river by them, right? By simple, without even looking at the options also, you can simply convert. Across the river, they are building a new bridge, still written in active voice. So you can eliminate this. See, they have built a new bridge. अभी तक बन नहीं गई है, बना रहे हैं. ओके, हैव बिल्ड यानी प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट. कहाँ लगता है प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट? जब एक काम पूरी तरीके से खत्म हो चुका होता है. बट इधर तो काम चालू है, तो सी तो हो ही नहीं सकता. डी अगेन, हैज बिन बिल्ट. अरे भाई अभी तक बना नहीं है, काम चालू है. ओके, सो इट शुड बी a new bridge is being built across the river by them. अभी ये आर का इस क्यों हो गया? ऊपर वाले सेंटेंस में फोकस was on they being plural, our verb changed to are. Okay, because it's plural. In sentence B, मैंने बताया था अभी पीछे, पैसिव वॉइस में अपना ऑब्जेक्ट, अपना रिसीवर मेन हीरो हो जाता है. तो मेन हीरो इज योर ब्रिज. अब ब्रिजेस नहीं है, ब्रिज है, एक ही है, इसलिए सिंगुलर होगा. सिंगुलर के साथ लगता है इज, इसलिए अ न्यू ब्रिज इज बीइंग बिल्ड अक्रॉस द रिवर बाय देम. ऑलराइट, दैट्स इट. ओके, I think this is definitely one of the most easiest questions. That is why I do not want to convolute it. Okay, and we have done a good chunk of questions also to understand the conversion. Now, this is a not very commonly asked question, but because it's a very easy one, you should definitely finish and do it in case it does come, and in case it comes in all the other exams that you might be appearing for. Okay, you just need to practice a couple of more questions for this to understand the theory and the basic understanding of it well. I think that is it. Just have to understand how does the subject take a back seat and how the tenses are being maintained. First needs to be identification of the tense. Okay, has, had में क्या फर्क है, has been और had been में क्या फर्क है, ing कौन से tenses में आता है. So for that you need to revise all your tenses. You need to revise pronouns to understand the difference between subject and object, and then you can come to this chapter. Okay, watch it, then do a couple of questions, and that will be pretty much it for the chapter. Okay, we will now meet again for another important chapter called figures of speech. Figures of speech or poetic devices is also a good commonly asked question. Okay, could be asked in your RC or could be asked independently. So we will definitely cover that as well in the next week. Okay, keep practicing, and if you have any doubts, please put those doubts in the comment box. I will reply to them. Okay, if there's anything else that is required from our end, please let us know. We will try to deliver it to you for your best preparation. Otherwise, please keep preparing. Have a very good evening.